All right, Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich is here. Yeah, thinking about those individuals and it's strengthening.
Yeah, Hurricane Hunter's been watching the flights going in and out tonight. They've had some rough flights in there because the storm is so intense.
Can't imagine.
You know, I've flown with the Hurricane Hunters a couple of times. It's a bumpy flight, but normally it's pretty safe. But they've had one flight have to turn around, another one couldn't complete a mission because the turbulence was so strong in the eye wall. And tonight we're seeing the eye wall get smaller. And what that means is the storm is getting stronger. When you shrink those circulations, it increases the wind speed. So you can see it has made that turn to the north-northeast. That's the other good thing, I guess, in some ways, that it's actually starting to make that turn. The forecast is starting to pan out, but it is slow moving, which means it could be a longer duration over the western part of Jamaica. Now, a couple things about this track. The winds are still holding at 175, but see this pressure? The lower the pressure, the stronger the storm is. 903 millibars. That now puts it in the top 10. That's the 9th strongest storm in the Atlantic from a pressure standpoint. Very similar to Katrina when it was at its peak. It had 175-mile-per-hour winds. And there's a chance there's 2 more passes of tonight's Hurricane Hunter flight. There's another one coming in at 6:30 in the morning. We might see the winds increase a little bit with the following data coming in, but this was the latest track at 11 p.m. Now moving north-northeast, so it is moving towards the western part of Jamaica. Now, the thing about Jamaica to know is the eastern part of the island is more populated. The western part is sparsely populated, but it's also a much more vulnerable part of the island. The structures there just not as strong as they are in the western or the eastern part of the island. There's the track pretty much right over the western part of the island. It's a Category 5, then moves into eastern Cuba, just to the west there of Guantanamo. My clicker is not working, so I'll have to grab another one here. But it is moving off to the north and east pretty quickly once it gets to Cuba, and then it races over the southern Bahamas and then into the Atlantic and could even clip Bermuda as an extratropical system. Now, the reason it's not going to impact us is the reason we have rain right now. We actually have a low pressure trough, which is a dip in the jet stream producing the rain over us right now. This mess here today and tomorrow and Wednesday, this is going to steer everything away. Nothing would be heading back to the west with this current setup. So overnight and really in the morning, don't expect temperatures to move much. I think for the next 3 days, pretty much from this morning through Thursday morning, we might see the temperature move a whole 3 or 4 degrees total. You see tomorrow's highs are almost identical to the lows. So pretty cold stretch of weather here. Now, the good news for the Charlotte FC game tomorrow, the heavier rain will be in the morning. I think it's still going to be rainy, drizzly, misty, but it won't be downpours for the game or the match tomorrow evening at Bank of America Stadium. So I would definitely grab the rain gear, but I would probably dress more for the cold because of how chilly it's going to be and the fact that we're going to have northeast winds with a little bit of a wind chill. Rain this week again. Tomorrow a little bit lighter, uptick on Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, we start to dry things out as the moisture moves out. So we go hour by hour tonight. There's your rain overnight. Notice it begins to break up a little bit tomorrow, but likely drizzle or mist for most of the day. I don't think we'll clear out there on Wednesday, but we will eventually see the showers move back in, some pockets of heavy rain. Then Thursday morning, we do dry out, and we actually see better weather for Thursday, Friday, for the end of the week. Now, additional rainfall, it might seem like it's going to be a lot more rain than this because of how persistent the drizzle and rain is, but some of it's going to take a while to accumulate. We've already had over an inch. I think a half an inch to an inch more is certainly possible. But looking ahead to Halloween, looks great. After Thursday, things are drying out. It will be chilly. Remember last year on Halloween, it was 80 degrees. This year, we're looking at low 60s. Here's a look at your Jerry Hunt Supercenter 7-day forecast. Temperatures do warm up into the mid-60s this weekend. Don't forget to set your clocks back. As we look ahead to next week, it is much drier. That's why this rain might be ugly now, but we'll take every drop we can get because it does dry out again after this system moves